if there's going to be a judgment of all human beings without a shred of doubt, I'm very, very sure we Nigerians are going to be judged separately, differently from the entire world. You may be wondering, why am I saying all this? I'm going to explain why I'm saying all this. I'm about today. Welcome to my channel, Africa Everyday. For today's video, I'll be talking about happenings in Nigeria, also in connection with what is happening in the Western world. That's what I'll be talking about for this video. If you want to become my patrons, the link is in the description of the video. You can click that to become my patron. If you also want to do one-time thing, one time off, you can buy me a coffee. The link to that will also be there. A coffee as low as 50 cents, $1 is as a one. And now for all those of you that have been supporting me since the beginning, and those that are recently joined, thank you so much. I'm grateful. The truth is that I can't thank you enough. You can't imagine what your support is doing in my life, how happy I am. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Especially Mr. Mike Atomic, a very wonderful man. Thank you so much. A man that I can literally give my heart and every organ of my body to. I can literally give it to him. Why? Because as far as I'm concerned, I own him. I own him. Then thank you so much. Yesterday, a day before I started recording this video, that's on the 9th November 2021, a civil servant was arraigned to a magistrate court for stealing $5.1 million, which is equivalent of 2 billion naira, for stealing it. And when he was arraigned to court, the judgment given by the judge after the defense and the prosecutor have tendered their cases, he was given 6 years of imprisonment for stealing $5.1 million. He was given 6 years of imprisonment, out of which he has used 2 years. For all the cases. There was a time he even fainted in court. In court during the procession. That means he has 4 years left to spend. Do you know that the maximum sentence for stealing a biro, in Nigeria is 14 years? The maximum for stealing a biro in Nigeria is 14 years. There has been a cases where a man was sentenced to 8-year imprisonment for stealing goats. 8-year imprisonment for stealing goats. A goat, an average goat in Nigeria, is sold for 15,000 naira. For 15,000 naira, which equals, you might be wondering what I'm saying, which equals $18. Which equals $18. So comparing $5.1 million with $18. The man that stole the pension fund, it was a pension fund, was given lesser sentence compared to the man that stole goat. And very sure the man that stole goat was hungry. He did it because he was hungry. He received higher. This money that this man stole, Mr. Maina, his name is Mr. Maina, has directly led to many untimely deaths. He stole the money of retirees. All these retirees, there have been many of them that are down with diabetes, which means they need money to take care of themselves, and he embezzled the money. There have been many cases where many retirees, while they are queuing up to get this money, they fainted. Some have died in the hospital. They don't have money for treatment. A lot of things have happened to many of them that we don't even know the number of retirees that have died as a result of all this. And when it was taken to a Nigerian court, it was given 6-year imprisonment. When it was given after he left the court, can you believe that he was conveyed to prison in an air-conditioned Hilux? It was conveyed to prison in an air-conditioned Hilux. Can you believe that? It was not even handcuffed. It was not wearing a handcuff. What I'm saying is that it was treated like a royalty. A thief was being treated like a royalty. But if somebody steals something worth about 50 cents in Nigeria, they'll be treated like a hardened criminal. A lot of things are wrong with this country. A lot of things, they are wrong. There's a saying that says that a good name, we have that saying in Yoruba culture. We also have it in Igbo culture, but that of Hausa culture, I don't know if they have it. Yoruba culture, they said that, I'll say it in Yoruba language, Oruko Dada, also Juwura ati Fadaka. That is, a good name is better than gold and silver. A good name is better than gold and silver. But people are not following that anymore. The second saying is that in Yoruba culture now, I'd rather become a slave rather than stealing. I'd rather become a slave rather than becoming a thief. Those are the sayings that we have in Nigeria that glorifies honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity. But the moral decadence is getting worse. It's getting worse due to different factors that I can't even explain in this video. It's getting worse every time. Now, there was a time in Nigeria that 1 naira was equal to $1 around 1950s. One Nigerian naira equals $1, and £2, two British pound equals 2 naira. 2 British pounds equals 2 naira. Those beautiful days that are, according to what I heard, Nigerians could travel to United, it could travel to Britain without visa. That Nigerians could travel to Britain without visa. To tell you as good as Nigerian was back then. In 2018, a man called John Yusuf was arraigned to a federal court in Abuja by EFCC for stealing 32.8 billion naira, which is equivalent to $80 million. Was arraigned after the defense and the prosecution, according to the judge that presided over the case, he fined the man several. He asked the man to pay a fine of 750,000 naira, which is equivalent to $1,500 instead of prison term. Somebody stole $80 million, and the judge asked him to pay a fine of 1,500 US dollars instead of prison fine. Though, to be candid, after outreach all over the country, it was retried and it was given 8 years for that, and was asked to pay probably some billions of naira. But if that kind of justice, that kind of judge is still active up to now, that kind of corrupt judge is still very, very much active now. Can you imagine the kind of verdict that kind of judge will be passing? Believe me, to be candid, if you are poor in Nigeria and you are arraigned to court, believe me, you are gone. Even if you are wrongfully accused and you are poor in Nigerian, you have no chance. It's only if you are lucky, very, very lucky, you have no chance, you are gone. Anything can happen to you. We've had people in Nigeria, they've been remanded in prison for 10, 15 years without being charged to court. They were accused of a crime, they were taken to a remand center, and they were there for 15, 10 years without being taken to court. In fact, according to analysis that I read, over 20% of our Nigerian prison population was still, their cases were still in court. That is, they were just remanded there. They don't even know if they are guilty or they are not. They don't know, and they've started living. They'll start treating them like prisoners. So many things they are wrong in this country. People say politics is an enemy of justice, and I'm very, very sad for that statement. I'm very, very sad for that. Our politics is an enemy of justice. So I want to ask you, my viewers, what do you think of that statement? Do you think that statement is applicable in your own country, wherever you are from? Let me know in the comment section below if that statement, that politics is an enemy of justice, is applicable in your country. I want to know countries that this is not applicable. Because it's a politics. Politics is part of democracy. Without politics, there's no democracy. And as far as I'm concerned, we have different forms of government. As far as I'm concerned, the most suitable, democracy has its own flaws too, but some concerned, the most suitable, the most lovely form of government is still democracy in my view. So if politics is an enemy of justice, there's something is wrong somewhere. Please let me know in the comment section. I really want to read your opinions. I really want to read that. I'm interested in reading that. Thank you. All right, let's move to internet now. Internet. This one I'll talk about scamming and scamming of Westerners. We still have some Westerners that they believe that Nigerians, youth of Nigeria that are coming to internet to scam them are doing it simply because they are broke, and no, simply because they are hungry and they want to feed. Well, 2% of them might be true. Some of them are thinking that those children that are usually portrayed by the Western media suffering from kwashiorkor and malnutrition are these kind of people that come online to scam. No, it's far, far different from that. Do you know that out of 85 countries that was analyzed by digital quality of life, Nigeria has the highest subscription fee for internet connection. Our internet connection fee is the highest out of 85 countries, and we also have the slowest internet connection. So what I'm saying is that if you send in Nigeria online, that means that they have some money to come online. They have some money to come online. They are not malnourished. They are not as hungry as they lie to you to be. So you must know that. So if you are helping them directly or indirectly to scam Westerners, it means you are also laying a bad stick on the society, on your society over there. And as far as I'm concerned, the whole world is linked together. We are gradually becoming one society of different sects, or let's say of different sectors. So you have to know a very hungry, a very poor person in Nigeria won't come online. No, you won't see them online. They will have no money to buy a smartphone. They have no money to subscribe because that would be too much. That would be out of their reach. They will not be able to do that. All right, that'll be the end. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll surely go through your questions. My patrons, again, thank you so much for supporting me. I'm very grateful to you guys. Without your support, all this would not be possible. I'm grateful to you guys. Thank you so much. From the lowest to the biggest, thank you. I'm grateful. See you next time.